here, live here, 3, 2. Are we gonna both? All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another exciting edition of 60-second shares, where we each have a topic or 3 topics that we get to discuss in 60 seconds each topic. Sorry, that was horrible. But anyway, okay.
We look super tan.
I look tan here and super white there. Hello, YouTube people. Hello, Instagram people.
We're double streaming.
Boom, boom.
Is that what it's called? Simul streaming? I don't even know.
I have no idea. What are today's topics, Gina?
Today's topics are what won't exist in 20 years,
Ooh.
something called the Purge Law, but that's been quoted as misfact, but let's call it the
I
Purge
think it was
Law.
just the name.
And billionaires giving away their billions.
Billionaires giving away their billions. What do we want to start with first?
And also, I will be adding in the 3 best places for espresso in Miami, not to be confused with cafecito. So let's go.
All right, how do we want to start here?
Well, let's start off with the Purge Law, and you go.
The Purge Law. For those of you who do not know, this was Chicago, no, Detroit.
Illinois, the state.
Illinois. It was Illinois passed what is basically considered the Purge Law.
No, that's what some people are calling it.
That's what they're calling it. But anyway, they are now booking, processing, and releasing. You're not being held with bail. You're not being held in custody in jail for a certain number of crimes starting January 1st. And among those crimes...
A big list of crimes, yeah.
A big list. Among those crimes, second-degree murder.
Hi, Donut Bragger.
Also, kidnapping, battery, assault, what is it? Homicide by drug-induced homicide. So yes, I am taken back by this. I think this is amazing. Not in a good way. I think it's shocking. I don't know how this is gonna work because
We need to work on your adverbs.
no. Well, listen. If you're gonna
Adjectives.
okay,
Adverbs.
how do I know that people aren't gonna go out there and pretend that it wasn't a first-degree murder? I don't know.
No, I
you
think
have to wait
okay,
court date,
your
but still.
moment is done. I think the reason why we found this interesting was that it's basically like those people don't go to jail. They skip jail and then they have to show up for a court date. So I think the interesting thing there is like how much money or how much time is going to be invested in kind of like getting these people, you know, and back. And I've been reading a lot about the jail system. I'm reading Brian Stevenson's Just Mercy and how much money and lack of resources people that are actually like wrongfully accused or accused for things like possession of marijuana, and they're sitting in jails or prison for a very long time. So I'm interested to see how this goes in Illinois because I think that it's a necessary move. I just don't know that it's the right move. You know, like there needs to be reform in the jail and prison system. I just don't know that not processing them right away is the right way to go because like who's gonna really show back up at a court date?
Well, that's my point.
They're gonna be running. Everybody's gonna be running.
No,
Time
one of the
up.
things. Wait, hold on.
Time
One of
up,
the things
time
is
up.
fleeing the police.
60-second shares.
Okay, we're allowed to go over a second.
No,
or so.
time up.
Okay.
Next.
You're allowed to flee the police. Kill someone, flee the
No,
police.
what won't exist in 20 years?
All right.
First,
One won't exist in 20
possibly
years.
jails.
Possibly jail.
You want to go first?
All right, let's go first and what won't exist in 20 years. A little research here, but some also guessing. I don't think banks will be around. There are going
Stay
to be
in
a lot of
France.
banks that will be closing. I'm not even sure about gas stations. But I do think credit cards, as we all seen with Apple Pay and Samsung Pay and all that, I think that will be a
We're
thing of the
talking about,
past.
for those of you that just joined, things that won't exist in 20 years.
Things
Our
that
topic
won't
number
exist in
2.
20 years. Now, for those of you who did not know, farmland in the United States has gone down by a third over the last 30 years. So in 20 years, it is quite possible, based on the amount that we are building, that we may not have any farmland in the United States, considering how much we are bringing into the country. But also keys, house keys. How many of you are putting smart locks on your door?
I hate using house
So
keys now,
keys will be
even though
a
I
thing of
love
the past.
doorknobs.
And I'm,
doors.
I
Door
think
handles.
gas stations as well, because for those of you who also did not know, in California they passed a law where no gasoline cars can be sold after the year 2033.
I don't remember.
2033, I think it is. 2033, I think. That no cars can be sold. So
But-
what's going to happen? Gas stations are going to be shortening
So
down.
in 20 years, they're saying, but this isn't what you read in articles. The idea of this topic was for us to say what we thought wasn't going to exist in
Well,
20
I
years.
had some of those
So
together.
your minute is up. My minute is next. I
Mm-hmm.
talked to Ari about this in the car, things that won't exist in 20 years. And Ari says that he doesn't think that paper will exist in 20 years. I hope he's wrong because I love, obviously, papel. and books.
It'll
So
be
it would be very
museums.
sad. Yeah, like libraries will essentially be museums. I also think that we talked about soap bars. I actually heard that on the radio. There's some people that think that soap bars won't exist in 20 years
Raise your hand right now if you use a soap. I use a soap bar.
because everybody likes soap. What is it called?
Gel.
Shower gel.
Shower gel.
Cashiers. This is a part that I thought you were going to talk more about. Cashiers and wait staff will definitely, in my opinion, not exist in 20 years. And this
We'll
is
get
on
another
Brad for, no, we're not going to do another minute. This is on Brad for our topic. Like, they're converting people, staffing restaurants is really difficult. So, we do not think that staff members,
Hey, we had our food brought to us by a robot the other day.
staff members, particularly cashiers and wait staff, will cease to exist in 20 years. Right?
You want to see
agree?
the future go based off Amazon and Whole Foods, right? They are the first ones to eliminate cashiers. They're the first ones to
Oh,
eliminate.
okay. You lost me
They're
there.
moving there. I think we should develop a little like extended time card here. When we feel we have,
And you should stay in the
we're
frame.
buying 10 seconds. I should have like an extended card. 15 seconds.
Okay.
Sure.
Do you want to say something on the whole 20-year thing?
No, I'm done.
Our topic number 3. Actually, before we go into topic number 3, I'm going to break and say our top. No, you want to leave it for the end. The top 3 espresso places in Miami. We should have put one in between each topic. Top 3 espressos in Miami.
Daddy!
What's your number 1?
My number 1 is Vice City.
What's your favorite drink at Vice City?
I
Well,
forgot
other
the
than the
name.
espresso.
I forgot the name.
Ernie likes it called Sapporo and Tonic, I think it's called.
Something like that.
Where they get a espresso shot and they pour it into tonic water, and then sometimes they do like a little lime.
Well, yeah, there's also lime on the rim and stuff like that. So it's actually very good. It's my favorite because the
So-
espresso is fantastic, but they also make great espresso drinks.
If you're trying, hi guys! If you're trying to get rid of sugar and you want to taste what real espresso, like Italian style espresso, should taste like, not Cuban, not to be confused with cafecito, then we invite you to go to Vice City. Vice City has an excellent espresso. I also think that Imperial Moto, and Vice City is in the Citadel. There's 2 places, but
Imperial Moto.
Imperial Moto in Little River has an amazing espresso. Like, so good. I mean, the key to a good espresso is like when you have a cup and you turn the paper cup on its side and it has like a little bit of a gleam to it, right? Because it's got like that, the oils of the espresso and from the bean. So that means that the coffee bean wasn't over roasted and it wasn't ground before time. So it's like freshly ground. And it's just like, there's like always like this little, it almost looks like fat,
I need coffee now.
right? Like it looks like fat.
Yes,
like a little
yeah. But it's
So that's a sign of a good
stays on your
one.
lips
The
a little
third
bit.
place is Sabal, which I don't know if you remember, but Sabal is in the design district. And it's like that little coffee, remember the bookshelves? The dogs. Sabal in the design
yes,
district
yes,
is
that was
also
actually- that was
very
very
good. So
good.
those are our 3 top espressos.
Hey, hit
Vice
the heart
City.
while you're there watching. Just hit the heart real quick.
Vice City.
Let me see some hearts.
Cállate. Vice City. I'm going to say it again. Top 3 espressos in Miami. Vice City, Imperial Moto, Sabal Coffee. That's 3. On to topic number 3. Topic number 3.
Got a little heart. What is topic number 3? It escaped my mind. Oh, the
The-
billionaire that gave away all of his money.
You could go first.
Well,
Do you know who it is?
I actually would like you to go first because I'm not sure that I have a lot to offer that aside from wow, why?
Okay, so the owner of Patagonia decided that he was going to, the article that I read said that he read an article about himself being called a billionaire, and he didn't like that because he says, and I quote, that he never went into it for the business. When they started Patagonia, they immediately did 1% proceeds went to the environment of all the sales profit.
Okay.
1% of profit would go to the environment. So now the article that we read this week was that he's giving away his billions to the environment. Obviously, I dug a little deeper. And I always find it interesting because, I think it's amazing marketing. I think it's very smart in terms of money saving and money reinvestment. And a lot of people don't realize that billionaires and millionaires give away a lot of their money because it's a way to keep their money in the things that they're interested in. So
Well,
that's the end of that.
I was going to ask. Well, if you could use my minute to continue because I was going to ask, what benefits does he have in giving away his billions, and what is he keeping? Is he keeping 999 million, Like what? How much did he actually give away, and what is it going to?
So when you read the article, it talks about how he's giving things that are in.
And can we sign up anywhere? Can we line up?
So no, he's only giving it to people that are focused on improving the environment. But the way that they did it is that he and his family members gave a lot of their money. They didn't say exactly how much. Well, actually, they said their shares of the company to
Okay.
to a nonprofit and a trust under the same name. So essentially, it stays within the family. It's just that now, when you have a nonprofit, there's a board and there's things that need to be approved, and then obviously there's going to be trusts, scholarships, donations made to other organizations. So the money stays on their side, but they're controlling where it goes and they're focusing on the environment. So that's basically it. So I think he's gotten press coverage all over the place. I think it's a smart move. I think a lot of people are scared of philanthropy, and a lot of people don't know how to use philanthropy to keep their money. So, if you're interested in things that have to do with legacy projects or like how it is that these millionaires and billionaires keep their money, I would suggest you kind of like do a little research on how that all works out, because it's very interesting. I'm always interested in how that kind of stuff works.
Yes, so the Jeff Bezos not paying taxes always amazing.
Exactly. So that's kind of one of those things.
If you didn't know that, he does not pay any taxes.
Right. And the whole thing that happened with Trump, that people were very upset that Trump didn't pay a lot of taxes. And it's the way that they built the infrastructure of their finances, where they have so many expenditures, but they're kind of, keeping their money in their investments or in their nonprofits.
Or they're offshore.
No, I don't know about that. I'm just saying, let's
you
keep it
legally
positive.
can have an offshore business. I'm not saying he's doing anything illegal.
I don't know.
He has an offshore
I haven't
business
looked at any
that
of
he
that
uses to maintain his company. Ta-da. Done.
Basically, there are creative ways for people to keep their money. And you look, you lost people. You lost people when you went and said offshore.
Why?
Quick reviews. I don't know.
Teaching them.
Quick reviews. Going over, which I didn't say we were gonna do, but quick reviews on some experiences that we had with food this week. Sergio's pan con bistec.
Was actually very good. I mean, you want a little more meat, but
Yes, more than one single little thing.
but considering the pan con bistecs I've had in the last, I'm gonna say 3 years, that have all been horrible, I was going into it, questioning it, and it was actually pleasantly surprising. It was good,
Even though it was $10.
even though it was
Latin Cafe, oh, that was me. Latin Cafe Batido de Mamey. I took the girls because they, out of towners, all this kind of stuff was going on. Mia was craving a Batido de Mamey. She tried it. She even asked me, Mom, is this the mamey? Because it tasted kind of like it could be strawberry. There was such little mamey that it was kind of disappointing.
Huh.
So that was not a great thing. You definitely, honey, make the best Batido de Mamey
I do.
in all of
If anybody
Miami.
wants to see our video, you can log on to our YouTube channel.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm like, are you going to start making Batido de Mamey for everybody?
I could do it live. We should do a live 60-second share where I also make a
No,
milkshake
that
for
would
you.
not be a 60-second share. That would be something else. It
I
takes
can make a
more
milkshake
than-
in 60 seconds. I promise. We can do it.
Only
No.
if you have everything set up first. Haagen-Dazs.
Haagen-Dazs, which is actually German for happy days.
That's not true.
At all. That is not true. Total lie.
That's what we used to tell the girls
That's what we used to say.
all the time, and they believed it for many, many years.
Haagen-Dazs actually listed as one of the highest quality ingredients used by ice cream
Makers in the U.S.
Thank you.
There you go. But if you go into their shops, like Ari likes us to do, the scoop, one single scoop was $7.50 this week. No, a small, which was 2 scoops, but it's still a small, was $7.50. So I suggest that even though Haagen-Dazs is very good,
You go to Publix and buy a gallon of ice cream.
you go buy a pint or a gallon or whatever, because unless it's a flavor that they only have in stores, which that happens sometimes. Krispy Kreme churros.
Yeah, it was fun. It was different, but you know what? For me, Krispy Kreme is all about the original glaze, and maybe sometimes a specialty donut, but it wasn't for me.
I agree. Although I did like if I had to pick from the 3, because they had 3 flavors, one was cookies and cream, one was dulce de leche, and one was cinnamon sugar, right?
Yes, just cinnamon sugar, straight cinnamon sugar.
I like the cookies and
No,
cream.
it had like a cream. Wasn't it like a white cream?
I don't know, I don't remember. But I like the cookies and cream one, and you like the dulce de leche one.
Yeah.
So we had like a little box of the 3 of them. They were super cute. And a lot of you guys asked me about my take on Old Greg's Pizza, because I didn't really say how we felt about it.
Oh, you should have said that you were going to do it in the beginning, and then people would have held on a little longer. You could put it in the intro.
Don't cover your mouth. People think you're lying.
Is that like a tell? Like
Yes.
You should play poker.
Go. Old Greg's Pizza. Say it.
Albert's Pizza. Are we being truthfully honest here?
Yes.
Don't go. I don't like it. I'm gonna go back for the circular pizza, but to give it a shot. But the square, no. I don't know if it was done poorly, incorrectly. I don't know what. I'd rather just go to Frankie's Pizza. That's the bomb.
But somebody told me that they felt that Frankie's Pizza is its own pizza, and that what Old Greg's is doing is trying to do Detroit style pizza. So if you had to compare Old Greg's to Buddy's Pizza, which we actually had in Detroit, which is the pizza of Detroit pizzas.
No, there was no comparison there. Like I was trying to figure out a way to put Buddy's
And we
Pizza in my
also
pocket and take it
didn't
home.
pay $35.
Right.
plus.
It was extremely cheap compared. I mean, it was a third of the price, I think.
I'll put pictures so you guys could see the comparison. And announcements. The Pastelito Part 1 is up. Pastelito Part 2 will be up. Today is Tuesday. It'll be up by Thursday, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Pastelito Part 2, we will start the Empanada Quest this week. Buyer beware, there's a lot of people out there doing quests and hunts.
Well, they
And our
say
dogs don't like it.
copying, isn't copying the biggest form
That's
of
fine,
flattery?
anybody can copy. The point is that we don't just list it when we do these videos for you guys. We kind of go into the details. Let us know if you want us to be that detailed, or do you want just like a quick list of the top 5, which I find to be a little boring, because then you're just gonna trust us. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's cool too. But I would rather have a little bit more detail.
And I'm not getting paid by anybody to say anything about these.
That's another thing. All these people are definitely posting sponsored content.
It
And
makes
that's
our
all,
dogs
folks.
mad.
Yes. That's all, folks. For next time, I have no idea. We will be, actually, for next time, we'll recap, because we'll be doing this next week. Next time, we will recap the Pastelito Quest in all its parts. And then we'll give you an update as to what's happening with the empanadas, which we will start this week. I haven't gone anywhere for Miami Spice. I should be going to a couple more before the end of the week. Make sure you guys get out there. There's only like until next Friday.
Does Eddie have a Miami Spice?
No, but we're supposed to go to Eddie's food truck this week before.
No, well, he logged off already, but hey, sorry.
That's all. Oh, I have announcements for next week, but I don't want to overwhelm you guys. Next Tuesday, announcements about fall fun stuff.
Fall fun stuff.
Pose
Okay.
for a picture for the cover.